Hey, Sydney. Wow. What a great video you did. I really appreciate your input on the generalized anxiety disorder diagnosis. And I really wanted to take a deeper look into performance and emotion recognition and the theory of mind tasks and social anxiety and generalized anxiety disorders. Basically, a systematic review and meta analysis is what I'm basing this on because I looked at this article from Frontiers in Psychiatry, and it was basically talking about how sometimes the social cognition impairments may be associated with poor functions, outcomes, and symptoms, disability in social anxiety disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. So there's a bit of um, overlap in the symptoms of it, and also with the emotional side. It is more difficult for people with social anxiety disorder to separate the emotion out. Um, for example, they just basically struggle because the anxiety is too great that it's hard to not focus on themselves whenever they're having anxiety, like high anxiety. And it's really simple for some people to get misdiagnosed with just generalized anxiety and not having also social anxiety. And I've seen that in cases with older patients, if they've had, um, basically, if they've had a case where they had abuse, if they didn't get help with that, a lot of times it's harder for them to cognitively understand emotional situations a bit better, if that makes any sense what I'm saying. Um, but basically, this study regarding GAD, general anxiety disorder, the results were not conclusive due to the smaller numbers of studies, and they need to do more research on recognition of emotions and TOM and GAD, which are patients that struggle with this, or people that suffer with this. Um, they have a social cognitive demands that were not possible. However, the previous studies that they did, they had a previous meta-analysis found in social cognition impairments with generalized anxiety disorder. And these impairments may be associated with interpersonal problems of everyday life. These problems are also linked to excessive uncontrollable worry, which is the notable stamp or symptom that GAD has. For example, people with GAD seem to be more likely um, to be controlled either under estimate of their impact of hostile behaviors on others, considering to limited evidence, and they need further research urgently on social connection with GAD. So I just wanted to mention that the emotion recognition and the display of this in patients with SAD or GAD, overall, there are more demands and socially impairedness with people with SAD, with social anxiety disorder. So I just wanted to bring that to light. I thought it was very interesting. And it kind of makes sense because the people with SAD are usually less communicative. They're outside less. They're out at social events less than people with GAD generally because of their fear of being in society and being embarrassed and whatever it is that they have a fear of. So I thought that was very interesting. And I want to thank you again. And you have a blessed week and a week.